Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Continue reading from the Srimad Bhagavad-Gita as it is. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Text number 14 of the first chapter, Observing the Armies. Tataḥ śvetair hayair yukte mahati syandane sthitau mādhavaḥ pāṇḍavaś caiva divyau śaṅkhau pradadhmatuḥ tataḥ śvetair hayair yukte mahati syandane sthitau mādhavaḥ pāṇḍavaś divyau śaṅkhau pradadhmatuḥ tataḥ śvetair hayair yukte mahati syandane sthitau mādhavaḥ pāṇḍavaś divyau śaṅkhau pradadhmatuḥ. Word for word meaning. Tataḥ, thereafter. Śvetair, with white. Hayair, horses. Yukte, being yoked. Mahati, in a great. Syandane, chariot. Sthitau, situated. Mādhavaḥ, Kṛṣṇa, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Pāṇḍavaḥ, Arjuna, the son of Pāṇḍu. Cha, also. Eva, certainly. Divyau, transcendental. Śaṅkhau, conchshells. Pradadhmatuḥ, sounded. On the other side, both Lord Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conchshells. Everybody please repeat. On the other side, both Lord Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conchshells. Purport. In contrast with the conchshell blown by Bhishmadev, the conchshells in the hands of Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conchshells indicate that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Kṛṣṇa was on the side of the Pāṇḍavaś. Jayastu Pāṇḍu putranam yesam pakshi Janardana. Victory is always with persons like the sons of Pāṇḍu, because Lord Kṛṣṇa is associated with them. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there. because the goddess of fortune never leaves alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conch shell of Vishnu, or Lord Kṛṣṇa. Besides that, the chariot on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni, the fire god, to Arjuna, and this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides, wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. Jai. Victory ki jai. So in this verse, it is clearly mentioned how the signs of the victory for the Pāṇḍavaś is already allotted. Three main signs here. See, both the parties, first of all, the other party, Bhishma also, Janaradan, and everybody else, they blew their conchshells. And it was tumultuous like a sound of a roaring lion. Have you heard the roar of a lion?
No.
Huh?
Yes.
Well, you never heard of Lord Nrsimhadev? In circus, yes. We've been to a safari in South Africa, and we're trying to get the hold of at least having darshan of big cats, lions, but we're not so fortunate. But you can hear the roar of a lion very loud. It's like during the pastimes of Lord Nrsimhadev, when he comes out of the pillar, you can see how like tumultuous, like thunder, the sound. Yes, this is the nature of this king of the forest, the lion. But when Arjuna and Krishna blew their conch shells, or the conch, it is far more superior because it is transcendental. So much so that within the hearts of everyone, including Duryodhan, they felt that, hey, there is no contest here because it is transcendental, it's divyau. A conch is from a bone of an animal, a fish, aquatic, but it is considered as spiritual also. We use conch in our deity worship, right? First thing in the morning, before the Lord give his darshan, you can hear the blowing of the conch. This is how the authenticity of the Vedas can be declared when it says that the bones of an animal, if you touch, or a stool of an animal, if you touch, you have to take a bath. But then, not when it comes to this. When you touch stool of the cow dung, you get more purified. They even use the cow dung patties for cooking. Now we cannot use our own stool for cooking. It'll be completely abominable. It cannot be offered to the Lord. But the Lord will accept. This is how the first lecture that Prabhupada gave in London is about this. It's from Sri Ishupanishad to the public. And he talks about this. The conchshells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. But then when they heard Lord Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna sounded their transcendental conchshells, everything became silent. There is no contest. It's like, that's it. It is assured. Because the sound indicates a person coming or giving darshan, as when we do it for the deity worship. The sound of the conch, especially here in the battle, Kurukshetra, indicates about the presence of great personalities. Great personalities. On the other side, the greatest is Bhishma Pitamaha, the grandsire of the Kauravas and the Pandus. He is the grandfather of both the families. Pāṇḍavaś, sons of Pāṇḍu, who is younger brother of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra, supposed to be the heir of the kingdom, but then he was blind. So the proper recipients of the kingdom are the 5 children, 5 sons of King Pāṇḍu. So, because they're still young, so they were taken care of by King Dhritarashtra. And somehow, because of the envious nature of Duryodhan, he doesn't want to give. That even says that even a piece of land that a pin cannot get through. That means it's smaller than the pin. That means nothing. There's nothing to be given. And they were cheated. They tried to kill them from the very beginning. Especially, they made a house which is made of lock. Can easily burn within few seconds, but they escaped that. They were even, tried to kill them by giving poison. Then finally, they cheated them in the game of dice, and they said that they would have to be vanished for 13 years and 1 year incognito. So this is the 15th year now, this battle of Kurukshetra. The whole Bhagavad-Gita is not about how Lord Kṛṣṇa was trying to convince Lord Arjuna, Lord Kṛṣṇa's friend, to agree to fight. The Acharya says that Lord Kṛṣṇa, the whole episode of the Bhagavad-Gita is the gem. It is the main heart of the Mahabharata. The most important part of the Mahabharata, to show Lord Kṛṣṇa's compassion to the jivas. To show the compassion to all the conditioned souls, that somehow, even though we are all degraded, especially in the age of Kali, we're full of ignorance, full of miseries. It's like in the Bhagavatam, there is the descriptions of the age of Kali. People are short-tempered, easily disturbed, weak memory, age of quarrel, age of hypocrisy. That there is a hope. This Bhagavad-Gita needs to be spoken again for the benefit of all the conditioned souls in the age of Kali. Kali Yuga. So this is very nice indicative of the victory for the Pāṇḍavaś, which means that there is no hope. It doesn't matter, even though Karna is on the other side, Duryodhan is on the other side, Dronacharya, or with Duryodhan is Drona, Kripacharya, Karna, Bhishma. These are all great, great personalities, great warriors, great Kshatriyas. But no, because Krishna is also on the other side, is on the side of the Pāṇḍavaś. This is one of the three main signs in this particular verse. Krishna, his name is Mādhavaḥ. Just like we have the main deities in Shida Mayapur, Sisirada Madhava, Asta, Sakis, Palad Nisinghadev, Panchatattva. Just like they will be having commemoration, a big festival coming up in Mayapur. March, I would say around 5 days festival of the Chota Utsab Murti of Sisirada Madhava. Like 51 years now. Yeah, we've been invited to come. Hopefully there's no more COVID by that time. Or even there's COVID, we will go. Because COVID nowadays is not so heavy. It's not very, very, not like the same as the previous Delta variant, right? So the show must go on. So yes, Mādhavaḥ, Madhav. Madhava means the husband of the goddess of fortune. Goddess of fortune, they are expansions of Srimati Radharani, Shakti Tattva. They're not in the Jiva Tattva like us. Jiva Tattva, there is a tendency to fall down, even though we are also part and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. We are not expansion of the Shakti Tattva. We are expansion of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Of course, Lord Kṛṣṇa is the source of all the Shaktis or energies. Parasya Shakti vividhaiva shuyati. Subhabhiki jnana balakriya cha. But we're very far away. Goddesses of fortune, they're always Lakshmi sahasrata sambrama sebyamanam Chintamani prakarasadma sukal prabhiksha Lakshmi sahasrata sambrama sebyamanam Govindam adipurusam tamahang bhajami. Lord Kṛṣṇa is being surrounded and served by hundreds and thousands, sahasra, unlimited. It's like we were giving the class the other day, the gopis are also unlimited. Cowherd boys, unlimited. The cows, unlimited. Why? Because Kṛṣṇa is unlimited. So his associates are also unlimited. You cannot count. It says you can count all the atoms in the universe. You can count all the snowflakes. How much is that? You can count all the waves. You can count all the sands, particles of sands, but you cannot reach the farthest extreme of Lord Kṛṣṇa's glories. He is unlimited, so you cannot fathom. It's like the deepest ocean. You can reach the bottom of the deepest ocean, but you cannot fathom Lord Kṛṣṇa's opulences. So the goddesses of fortune, they're always with Lord Kṛṣṇa, always massaging his lotus feet. unlimited expansions of the Supreme Lord. Unlimited universes, unlimited Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, unlimited Kshirdakashayi Vishnu, but there is only one Mahavishnu, Karandakashayi Vishnu. And even Karandakashayi Vishnu is also being massaged. So all of these different Vishnu expansions of the Supreme Lord are being massaged by Lakshmi Devi. And the sign of that Srivatsa, the white hair, grayish color, on the chest of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, that is who? Lakshmi Devi. But she cannot enter Vrindavan because her mood is that of Aishwarya. She has to change her mood of how to serve or love Lord Krishna. She cannot enter. To enter Vrindavan, it's not so easy. Even Lakshmi Devi, how about the conditioned souls? Very difficult to enter Vrindavan. One may say, I already reached Vrindavan physically, but is your mind, is your consciousness, have you adopted the consciousness of the Brajabasis, always thinking of Krishna favorably and in a spontaneous way? Not so easy, but it is possible. It is possible. So Krishna is there on the side of the Pāṇḍavaś. And whenever also Lakshmi Devi is there, then that is also sign of victory. Prabhupada says also, when you preach, Lakshmi will come automatically. When you give Krishna to others, when you give these books, these transcendental literatures, Bhagavad-Gita, or those books behind myself or surrounding us, Lakshmi is there, guaranteed. Because there's no, you cannot separate Lakshmi from Lord Krishna, Lord Narayan or Lord Vishnu. They're always together. So there is always victory. And whenever there is Lakshmi, there is opulence. So yes, Krishna is on their side. Also Krishna's conch shell, we mentioned, and Arjuna's conch shells are called divyau. It says here, divyau, transcendental, divyau śaṅkhau, pradadhmatuḥ. The sound of that conch is not ordinary. Have you heard of Lakshmi conch also? Huh? You never heard of Lakshmi conch? Sometimes, you see, usually the conch is going this way. You know the opening? Right? Going that way? But this Lakshmi conch is, the opening is going this way. And then you will see also the real Lakshmi conch has three kind of lines. So if you have this Lakshmi conch or conch shell, oh yeah, there you go. Let me see. Oh no, that's not Lakshmi, because the Lakshmi conch is going the other side. Let me see. Oh yeah, they show like this, maybe upside down. Oh, there you go. There you go. There. But this is very difficult to find. And usually they put this on the altar or they worship them so that money or Lakshmi will come. Yeah, but you go to Loy Bazaar, they will say, oh, this is Lakshmi conch. No. This is very, very rare. In some temples, I think they put Lakshmi conch. I don't know if that is Lakshmi, because this is like looking for blue lotus. It's very difficult to find. This is Lakshmi conch. Sometimes they made it up. So yes, Whenever there is Madhava, Lakshmi is there, or Lakshmi Devi, and there is victory. Wherever there is this conch, transcendental conch, sound, vibration emanating from Lord Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna. And even in the last verse, I like to read that one. Yatra Yogeswaro Krishna Yatra Parto Dhanurdhara Tatra Sri Vijayo Buddhir Dhrubha Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. Who's saying this? Sanjaya. He concluded. He knew already. That's it. It's not. There's no contest here. There's no possible for you, my dear king, and your sons, 100 sons, and thousands. It says that thousands and millions of Kshatriyas and kings were killed here. Thousands and millions. That means a lot. Quite a lot. And there is no victory. Dhritarashtra was hopeful that because it's the land of Dharma, that on his side, Duryodhan and his sons will win. But not possible. So yes, Krishna is there. Krishna and Arjuna's conchshells are called divyau, and Krishna is present. Lakshmi Devi is also at the same time is there. Plus, another one. There are 4 signs actually, and the 4th one was, which one? The chariot. The chariot given by Agni. Agni Dev. The fire god, demigod for the fire. He donated. That's a nice donation, eh?
Absolutely.
Better than Rolls Royce. Agni. The friends who were seated had been donated by Agni to Arjuna. How can you get? It's like the demigods, when they give something, is like very, very useful, very, very praiseworthy. It's like when Vamana was born, all the different demigods gave him so many gifts. They're very powerful. They're like amulets. They're like talisman. You know what's talisman? It's like against evil, against danger. It's mystical, and it's real. It is real. Even nowadays, you can still have talisman. If you meet the right person, you get blessings from them. But the best talisman is Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We went to South India, Ahobilam. There's about 9 Nava Nrsimha deities there. But we're not able to finish the whole thing, the whole tour. Around 7 we had darshan. And one of the main temples, Lakshmi Nrsimha temple, the biggest temple. Yeah, the first one, right in the ground, right? We came there at night time. So we had darshan, very nice darshan, very mystical, very powerful. And the deities, they're big, they're big. So one of the pujaris, I saw him, he was wearing this pabitra, the yellow pabitra. There is this one devotee, he's from Hyderabad or from near that area. Whenever he comes to Vrindavan during Kartik, he will give me a pabitra, like this, like this, like this, yellow color. See that there, right there. So I saw one of the pujaris, he was wearing one. So I asked him, do you have more of that? He said, yes. So he gave me some. I gave him some donation. Then when we came back here, we have one extra. And the brahmachari who came with me, somehow or other, it ended up that this pabitras was with him. So there is one devotee here in Vrindavan, and his sister, or he has a friend who's like the ghost. The ghosts are bothering him or her. So my assistant gave him one. He gave one to that devotee, and he wore this like this. And since then, there is no ghost. They're very powerful. It can shoo away evil spirits, ghosts, hobgoblins, those who are in the mode of ignorance. So, yes, Arjuna got this Agni, donated by Agni, the chariot, which is like, it can conquer all sides and wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. So how can you defeat that? There's no way. If you have that chariot, I wonder what happened to that chariot. But if you go to Kurukshetra in Jyotisha, you can see Arjun also and Krishna. But it's not the same chariot. It's made of marble now. It's like symbolizing the event that happened 5,000 years ago. So with all of these four main signs, the victory is certain for the sides of the Pāṇḍavaś, headed by Yudhishthira Maharaj, Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, and Sahadev. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. There's not much, well, it's not that it's not much, but very short. It's getting more, you see, it's getting more and more interesting the more we start. In the beginning, this is like boring, what is this? I'm knowing many names. But you see, just like in a drama, the actors are now just being introduced one by one. Their characteristics, the qualities that they have, and it is becoming more and more interesting because now you wanted to find out really what's going to happen. It's suspense. There's in Mahabharata, everything is there. Diplomacy, conspiracy, murder, cheating, victory, everything you can find. Mahabharata. As Prabhupada says, there are two great wars. The war between Ram and Ravana, and the hero is? No. Hanuman. Hanuman, right? And here, who is the hero? Arjuna. Arjuna and Yudhishthira Maharaj, in the whole Mahabharata, of course, but the heart of Mahabharata is this. This is the essence of the Vedas, says here. Jewel of India's spiritual wisdom. It is the essence. So as Sankaracharya, he wrote the Gita Mahatmya. He says you only need one book, Bhagavad-Gita. That was mentioned in the introduction right from the very end. The author is Shankaracharya, the leader of the Mayavadis, but he is not a Mayavad. He is Lord Shiva himself. Okay, so we'll stop here. Are there any other points?
Yes.
Bolo ji,
Maharaj, just like sun god,
sun god.
he gave Kunti son, and also he gave Jamuna one daughter.
Jamuna?
Yeah.
Yamuna.
Yamuna.
Yamuna and Dharmaraj, they are brother and sister. If you have darshan of Yamuna, the deity of Yamuna, and Dharmaraj in Vishramgat. Is it Bish? No. In Mathura, you know that. Barahagat. No. Vishramgat. Vishramgat. There, Barahagat is here. Here. Not there. Here. I know it's here. So, you will never take birth again. So, go over there. Okay?
I was just reading about the Krishna married 5 queens, so I read this one that Jamuna's daughter was given to him by sun god, and sun god made a house.
Yamuna's daughter?
Yeah.
No, Yamuna is daughter of the sun god.
Sun god gave him daughter, Yamuna. And she was married with the 5 queens with Krishna.
So that's Draupadi?
No,
No.
son of Krishna, Pradyumna and
No.
you.
Krishna married 5 queens. In Krishna book there is a
5
chapter,
queens,
58
okay.
chapter.
Okay.
He and Arjuna came and he asked Arjuna, who is that girl going on? Then Arjuna spoke with that lady. Then she told that she is the daughter of Jamuna.
Okay.
And son god is his father.
She's Yamuna.
She is Yamuna.
And her name is Kalindi.
Yeah.
Kalindi.
So that's expansion. That is expansion of Yamuna.
Kalinga.
Yeah, Kalindi.
Yes.
Kalindi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maharaj.
So,
So sun god gave him in the sea. He made a house for Kalindi there. She was staying in that house.
okay. But it says Dharmaraj and Yamuna, they are brothers and sisters. Huh? Yeah. Yamaraj. It's the same person. It's like Kalindi and Yamuna, it's the same person. Right?
Mood, they are a little bit different mood. When she marries to Krishna, her name is Kalindi.
Yeah.
But when she allows Krishna to enjoy his gopis on the rasa dance in her waters, she's Yamuna. She allows Balaram to enter to her waters and enjoy with his gopis. Again, she's Yamuna. So she's giving facilities for them to enjoy. But when she marries herself to Krishna, she's Kalindi.
Krishna is the only male.
Yeah. Maharaj, I wanted to tell you about these 2 questions. First one about just comment about the chariot given to Arjuna by Agni-dev.
Yes.
And this chariot I read sometimes back. Then when battle of Kurukshetra is over, immediately at the same point, at the same second, the chariot was taken by Agni-dev back.
Acha.
And it was immediately went into the fire. There is
Really?
nothing left, even no ash.
I don't
It
know.
was in the fire, and it was taken
I don't know.
back by
Yes, Maharaj.
Agni-dev.
Well, usually when you give a donation, you don't take it back. Just like that story of became a lizard. Huh?
Yeah, a king becomes the
Yeah?
King Naga.
Because the cow, there was an
Actually,
argument.
it was not taken back. There was a question by Arjuna after the battlefield. He had a little prudence. I have won the battle. So Krishna said, "You just get down from the chariot." Immediately, chariot
Disappeared.
Burnt.
Burnt.
It disappeared. So he said, "If you think think you have won this battle, you are wrong. There were so many attacks on you, so many these swords were there on you, that you could not have won the battle if I was not there. If I was not there. So when he jumped out of the chariot,
Everything is Krishna's. Everything is Krishna's.
But it was not
Krishna, 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 Krishna. Oh, they're all Krishna.
So Arjun realized that I have not done it is by Krishna's mercy.
Yeah.
My second question.
Hare Krishna. One by one.
My second question, Maharaj.
One by one.
No,
Okay, are you fit? Are you done with the chariot?
no second one. You always telling when you're giving lecture on Bhagavad-Gita, you're telling about the mood of a person who enters to Vrindavan. So many of us
Do I?
stay with different moods here in the beginning, or this gradually developed Vrindavan farm itself. It selects the persons. The wrong person with wrong mood immediately thrown out of Vrindavan. We are seeing so many cases.
Not immediately.
Not immediately, but very
Eventually.
yeah. So I want to tell you this just how to develop this real mood of those mood which are given to Shadgaswamis of Vrindavan, or even though they are serving to Shah but they came to Vrindavan and they immediately.
You know the mood of the Brajavasis. They always pushing each other to come closer to Krishna. They don't go directly to Krishna, want to go directly. So our mood should be to help everyone as much as possible in their service or to be engaged in Krishna's service. This is the mood of the gopis. You help everyone whom you ever will have contact with to be Krishna conscious. Automatically you'll become Krishna conscious. You don't think for yourself. You think for others. When you think like that, you're becoming Krishna conscious goes really fast.
And it doesn't matter the person he's in Vrindavan or maybe in some other.
It doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter where they are. And that's why the most dearest service for Srila Prabhupada is to spread Krishna consciousness through the distribution of his books, knowledge. That's the best thing that you can do. We facilitate all the services that all the devotees are doing, but everything culminates in distribution of knowledge through his books. Because there's no higher than this. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita, no one is more dear, nor ever one will be than to those who distribute this knowledge to others.
But why Srila Prabhupada again and again he inspired his disciples to write also books? He said, you should also write books.
Yeah. Write your realization. Prabhupada says by the end of the day we should write something what you've learned. Okay? Whatever, even just one sentence, what you've learned, what you realize. Especially to sannyasis, he says, is the duty of sannyasis. But usually the books now are just like the lectures. It's like the perfection of yoga. Most of the small books, these are all lectures of Srila Prabhupada. They just transcribed, compiled them. So most of the books that we've read, these are also lectures.
But how you think this scientific background, person with scientific background who wants to join the philosophy of Krishna consciousness with a scientific
World,
basis,
academic.
how it will work?
Huh?
How it will work?
It will work. many of them already. Bhakti Sarup Damodar Maharaj was very successful into this. Synthesis. Synthesis means combining. Yes?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Can we discuss also, this is the right time in fact,
What?
this is the right time we can discuss about the conchshell, the effects of conchshell we are playing in the before Aarti and
Yeah.
played after Aarti also.
Yeah.
What are the effects?
What are the effects?
Blowing
Oh, it's very purifying. Very purifying. It's like, this is like the sound that tells us that the Lord is giving His darshan. Very important personality is now coming, just now coming, is now to appear. And when the darshan is over, then we blow conch also. Exit. Yeah.
Is it also said that, the bad devils,
Oh yeah.
devil spirits, they go
Yeah.
away?
Negative things. Negative. Victory. Hari Hari. Victory is there whenever the conch is being blown, sounded.
His mind's negativeness goes.
Yeah. Automatically, yes. Yes, sir?
Maharajji, I once heard that Lord Hanumanji was called to the chariot of Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna.
Yeah, the flood.
The Kapidhwaj, that was named the chariot, that's why Kapidhwaja.
Kapil.
Kapidhwaj.
Hanuman's picture is there. Flood. That is victory also, because Hanuman is victorious over the evil Ravan. All the signs are there. We all have the signs to be a devotee also. We are here now. Right? We just have to make the best. One day is not enough. It's so fast. January is over now. Now it's February again. I came here in March. Now it's almost 1 year. And it just like went like this. Yeah. So, yes. It's like this, some of these chariots, they don't touch the ground. They're floating. Yes.
These shlokas are told by Sanjay, I believe.
And yeah.
And he's saying that this conchshell is transcendental.
Oh yeah. He all after, just at the beginning, the whole thing now, these are all by the transcendental vision given by his guru Vyasadeva to Sanjay. Sanjay now is everything now. The whole Bhagavad-Gita is Sanjay.
In 12th verse,
What is this?
in Purport, Prabhupada write that little like, I would request if you can explain.
Where is it?
The grandson of the Kuru dynasty, like when Bhishma Dev blew his conchshell,
Yeah.
he tried to cheer him by blowing his conchshell very loudly, befitting the position of a lion, indirectly. Okay, then indirectly by the symbolism of the conchshell, he informed his depressed grandson Janaradan that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa was on the...
He informed his depressed
Yeah.
grandson that he had no chance of winning the battle because of the Supreme Lord. But still it was his duty to conduct the fight and no pain should be spared in that connection. Yeah, he knew.
Like he,
Bhishma knew what's going to happen.
no, but like first he blew the conchshell to cheer up the Duryodhana.
Yeah. He's out of diplomacy, he's doing all of these things. He has to do his part. If he's not doing it, then, because he...
That we understand, but how is like that? First he is cheering up him,
Yeah.
and then how is showing that you are not going to win?
Well, indicating.
How is it?
Indicating is like, we don't know what to do here. It's like we have to do this part. Yeah, he's firing up Bhishma, and Bhishma is responding by blowing the conch shell and get ready for the fight. The conch shell was blown by Bhishma. It indicates indirectly that the sons of Dhritarashtra have no chance of victory because the conch shell is a symbol of Vishnu or Krishna. Again, he's using the conch, which is like for victory. Well, how can you win over that? Do you understand? The conch is a symbol of Krishna and Vishnu. Acharya says. So, I will blow this, but tumultuous like a lion, but actually the victory is not ours. The victory is the sound itself. Even though it is not transcendental, but this is a sign of Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna, the conch.
Can I speak?
Bhishma would do his best, but the victory was not guaranteed at all. Again, he's just doing his duty. He's doing his duty. He has to sound the conch. But the conch itself symbolizes Lord Vishnu or Lord Narayan. And we are against him, so how can we win? Right? You see, the Acharya says. Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
In the beginning, Arjuna said that I do not know whether they will win or I will win.
Yes.
And there is a loss of Lakshmi also in the battle.
There is?
Loss of Lakshmi.
Loss of Lakshmi.
Lakshmi, money.
Uh-huh.
There will be loss of money in the battlefield.
Riches, yeah.
But Prabhupada quotes that Ram is Krishna.
Yes.
No one can defeat him. And he, where there he is, her...
Lakshmi is there.
Has got,
Yeah, wherever there Krishna, Lakshmi is there. Yes.
And in the last, Sanjay also said, Siri is there. Where is Lakshman? Arjuna.
Sri, Radharani, Lakshmi, Sri Krishna. Yes. Beauty, Sri. Beauty means Lakshmi. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, we stop here. Srila Prabhupada, K.